Sniper Elite 5 is easily one of my favorite games this year. I have been a big fan of the series and really enjoyed the shift to the more open world structure of its missions with the third entry. The sniping has always been a great area of the game. The glorified violence mixed with the dark humor ensured that the sniping would be endlessly entertaining. The other areas of the game have had some mixed results, for example like the clunky third-person shooting in 2, but each entry has always found ways to slowly refine these areas. But by the time we got to the fourth entry, the third-person combat felt solid, with good stealth mechanics along with a more open design. Levels took on this mini open world structure, which meant that there was a lot of ways to complete the stage, and greatly enhanced the replay value. From a tactics perspective, you had 3 large options: the sniping, stealth, and open combat. Now the levels would allow you to interchange each of these tactics on the fly, meaning that the gameplay was very dynamic. You could opt to set up traps with various mines and then set up a sniping position. Or you could take it slow and play this like a World War II Splinter Cell game. Or you could rely on your louder weapons and grenades and be more direct with the enemies, along with many other avenues. The shift to an open world design allowed for a space for players to truly personalize their approach. And as the games refined their mechanics, the different avenues of the options were greatly encouraged, as the third-person shooting and stealth were more on par with the always great sniping. Now bringing it back to Sniper Elite 5, I was expecting a sequel just like the prior ones, with incremental improvement that kept the formula the same, but made some additions. And overall, like I said at the start, I'm thoroughly enjoying this game. The campaign missions are rather large levels that are wide while also having locations that are dense with places to explore. General movement feels the smoothest the series has ever had, so much so that I would find myself naturally playing these levels like a Splinter Cell game, even more so than the prior entries. I really love the addition of the workbenches along with the Army of 2 like weapon customization. This allows every player to personalize each weapon of their loadout into something that is reflective of their playstyle, meaning that 2 people could use the same weapon, but it could operate a bit differently depending on what attachments you have equipped. Along with all of this, Sniper Elite 5 is packed with content. The single player honestly could have been on its own, as there's so many ways to complete levels and try different tactics out on them. Plus the entire campaign can be played in co-op along with the enjoyable survival mode, as this focuses on more direct action. Survival is great for some quick play or extended play sessions. The competitive multiplayer is fun, but it's not the main reason that I play these games. The new invasion mode, on the other hand, is an honestly nice surprise. I'm really picky when it comes to my PvP games, and this mode is an absolute delight. When you have invasion turned on, a random player can join your single player or co-op mission and try to kill the host. This means that at any moment, the entire level can be flipped on its head. What was once a level where you were trying to outwit the AI, now you need to contend with an actual player who does not play by the same rules. This mode is endlessly entertaining whether you are being invaded or doing the invading. Now even though I'm having a great time with Sniper Elite 5, I wanted to discuss some areas that could benefit from improvement, either through patches or future DLC. So let's discuss what could make Sniper Elite 5 even better. Now when I played Sniper Elite 3, I felt that the crouch movement was just a bit too slow, which is why I really love that they added in the crouch run in the 4th entry. But with the 5th game, this crouch run is not found here. 5 does feature a faster crouch walk, and you can switch from a full run going back to a crouch walk pretty easily. But I would love to see the crouch run to be added back in. When it was in 4, it allowed for a nice middle ground to move much quicker but not be at a full sprint, and this was a good way to speed up the pacing of the stealth. Maybe I'm missing how the crouch run could actually hurt the game, but I honestly only see this as a positive to add it back in. Another thing related to the features that were in prior games and not found in this one is that the trip mine is not available in the single player or co-op. You can only use it in the multiplayer. This was another useful tool that you could use to bait enemies in, or set up a system to guard yourself as you set up a sniper position. You do have the teller mine, but the trip mines were wonderful for infantry. Now maybe the developers thought the trip mine was redundant with how the teller mine can be used in the campaign, but at the same time, if the trip mine can be found within the multiplayer, this item was made and put into the game, and as such should be available for single and co-op play. One extra thought that I had related to this that maybe the trip mine was not included as a means to provide some sort of balance to the new invasion mode, and maybe having the host armed with a set of trip mines could make the invasion matches unfair for the invader to get them killed quicker. If this is a case, I think a few options should be provided to the players. One is that have the host be armed with the trip mines, and if the invasion mode is on, then the invader should be armed with a means to detect those mines. Or it could be something even simpler, with the trip mines only being available if you have the invasion mode turned off. I honestly have no idea why the trip mine was taken out, but I definitely would like to see it back in Sniper Elite 5. Now the new invasion mode is really fun and an unexpected addition. The randomness in how it occurs and how it completely flips campaign missions into PvP matches is endlessly entertaining. But one thing that I would like to see added is the option to invade a friend's game. Right now you can only drop into a random person's game, but the option to exclusively invade a friend would be really appreciated. I generally really enjoy the open environments and the multiple ways to complete areas and objectives, but there is a lot of times where I felt like the environments were needlessly funneling me in another direction, where I should be able to jump over a fence or pass through a set of bushes to get through, but these were just invisible walls and you needed to go in a completely new direction to get through them. When these things happen, it sort of hurts the freedom that most of this game is going for. I do really enjoy the gun unlocks, customization, and some of the avatar unlocks as well, but I think future DLC should provide some more costumes and personalization options for Carl and the other characters. Let me mix and match with Carl in a German outfit like he is undercover. Another thing I want is to be able to stack special ammo for my weapons. So if I want to take 2 sets of armor-piercing rounds into the game should let me. But right now I'm forced to take 2 different ones. Now this is going to be more of a long shot and a personal element for me for my next comment. In the prior Sniper Elite games, there was a co-op mode called Overwatch. This was an exclusive co-op mode where one player would take on the role of a sniper, with the other player being the operative. The operative was not armed with a sniper rifle, and the only way to actually tag enemies was through his binoculars. And usually you had to rely on the operative to complete most of the objectives. This mode was awesome since it put the players into specific roles. This was a unique mode that fit the Sniper Elite formula very well, and I was greatly disappointed with its absence in the 5th game. Now the prior games never had many of these missions, but each one of them was very memorable. And yes, you can enjoy the campaign in co-op, which is awesome as you can tackle those in many ways. But there was something special about the Overwatch missions, in how it restricted each player into 2 distinct roles, and they were forced to work together as a team to succeed. I'd love to see Overwatch return in some of the future DLC. Something else worth noting is how I've encountered way less glitches in single player, but every time I've played in co-op, I could have situations of this game doing many silly things that would actually add to the entertainment value, like a soldier getting stuck in the ground, or others that actually annoyed me, like a ladder that couldn't work correctly. I did have an instance where I would try to invite my friend to start a co-op level, and we were both on the PS5 and it wouldn't allow us to host, and it would always keep kicking him. We did try a few different things as it didn't appear to be a PSN network issue. Toggling the invasion setting off seemed to make it work for whatever reason. It's sort of like night and day when it comes to the glitches that I've encountered in single player and in co-op, and even though I'm enjoying my my time with Sniper Elite 5 a lot, it needs more stability patches. Another thing I know the developers are working on is that I've experienced where I've executed the specific kill for a kill challenge, but the game would not recognize it and then provide me with a gun that I should have earned. Most of the silly AI stuff will probably get ironed out, but if I occasionally see an enemy with their feet sticking out of the ground, I honestly am fine with this charming level of jank in the game, as it only adds to the entertainment value. Overall, Sniper Elite 5 is a very fun game, and one that I'm having a great time with. But as I play the game more, I find little things that I think could benefit the entire experience, like the missing crouch button, the trip mines, or how it would be awesome to invade a friend's game. And I do wish that the Overwatch missions were not abandoned. On another note, two things that I think should be in the series now is dismemberment and some form of drivable vehicles. I think we have reached the point where the X-ray camera can do everything it can do, and it's awesome, but dismemberment feels like the next thing to enhance these kills. Drivable vehicles would be another great inclusion, especially with the size of these maps, along with vehicle patrols in many of them. I hope that Rebellion takes the time to further improve their game, and I look forward to the new expansion content. If you're interested in being notified of new videos, please hit the subscribe button and bell. And if you would like to support the channel and get early access to content, please check out my Patreon. All of the links will be at the end of this video and within the description. And thank you very much for watching.